All right, in the New York Knicks and the Miami Heat series, the games are split 1-1 in this series. Game 2, the New York Knicks won 111-105. It was actually a pretty solid game here. It was a great bounce back win for the New York Knicks. Personally, some things that I seen in game 1 was completely different in game 2. One of those things being the shooting. Obviously, it was a huge emphasis on the shooting for the New York Knicks. They came back. They shot a lot better. Brunson, a guy who went 0 for 7 in game 1 shooting from the three-point line, came back in game 2, gave 30 points. Which was huge for the New York Knicks. But outside of Brunson, he had a lot of help with Julius Randle, RJ Barrett, and Josh Hart. Josh Hart, truthfully, was an underdog in this game here. And I say this because he made a lot of crucial plays down the stretch in key moments of the game. He was one assist shy from a triple-double, had 14 points, 11 rebounds, 9 assists, did his thing, cleaned up wherever he was needed, and in the game, this really paid off down the stretch. But you got to keep in mind here, I'm not going to glorify the New York Knicks win too much because, truthfully, there was no Jimmy Butler, obviously. A lot of people expected the Knicks to win this game due to the fact that there was no Jimmy Butler in this game. But what I'll say, Miami gave a great game. They fought very hard. They still play very similar with or without Jimmy Butler. You're going to see a gritty team. You're going to see a defensive team who's trying to fight hard every play they can. And they still share the rock. They still run their sets to perfection when when Jimmy Butler is not in the game. So that's one of the things there. However, when you add Jimmy Butler to the equation like you will come game 3, they have their closer. They have their guy they're looking to down the stretch when they need a bucket. When they need a momentum shift, they have that guy, Jimmy Butler. They was missing that dude in game 2, so things was a little bit shaky. The Knicks were able to carry out momentum. They still had swings up and down our court and throughout the game that benefited them and didn't go their way. But ultimately, Jimmy Butler brings something more important than scoring, more important than rebounding, than anything you can get in the statistical category, which is the energy. The energy. I tell people all the time, I'm like, yeah, it's a reason why Patrick Beverley is still on NBA teams today. He may not be the most skillful, but he's going to bring you energy. Those energy guys make a key difference in any game. Jimmy Butler happens to be an energy guy with some skill on top of it. So it's going to get nasty when he comes back. It's going to be tough for the Knicks to win in game 3 when you have the great team, the Miami Heat, and you add the energy of Jimmy Butler and the skill of Jimmy Butler. Because let me tell you something, the rebounds that Josh Hart was getting at the end of the game, the rebounds that Julius Randle was getting at the end of the game, the loose balls that the Knicks were getting during the crucial stretches of the game, Jimmy Butler is going to be there to fight for those loose balls and stuff. So I'm just saying, great win for the Knicks. Great win. Kudos to them. It was a very solid game. They earned it. But certain things that was slanted in the statistical category may not be that way. Knicks getting double the amount of second chance points that Miami had throughout the game. The Knicks getting 15 more rebounds than what the Miami Heat had. Some of those things are just not going to fly because when you're around positive energy, you're going to do positive things. When you're around intense energy, you're going to be more intense. When you're around hype energy, you're going to be hype. That's just how it goes, right? That's exactly how it goes. So kudos to the Knicks. They did their thing, but ultimately I think the Miami Heat bounced back game 2. If I had to choose a prediction for this series, man, it's going to be a tough one. It's really a toss-up because both teams stack up against each other very well. I personally want to ride with Miami to win this series. I would love to see them advance to the next round, but I'm not going to be afraid to say New York Knicks in 7. But it's a toss-up. It's just going to 7 games. I'm not even going to throw a name out there. It's just going to 7 games. Let's just put it that way and call a spade a spade. Let's do it.